Hello, Summit Church, and those of you who are watching online. So glad that you took the time to watch this interview. I wanted to take a little extra time for you to meet a very good friend of mine who was my first contact here in Ethiopia when I landed on the ground. His name is Alayu Kebede, and Alayu has been so gracious to take me around the country and introduce me to pastors and leaders and bring people. And he heads up the Blair Foundation office here in Addis Abbaba. And he has an incredible story. And so we're going to get right into the questions. Tell me your story of how you came to Christ, where you grew up, and what brought you to Addis, and all. Just give me an overview of your story.
I grew up in the northern part of the country in a remote village called Zigba, and I came to know Christ through American missionaries, which I believe that the American missionaries are the tremendous help for the rest of the world. And the missionaries came to my village in 1967 to preach the gospel, and they preached the gospel for my relatives. Through my relatives, I came to know Christ while I was 12 years old.
Wow.
From that day on, I gathered my colleagues, the kids, and I was experiencing preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And many of my friends came to know Christ through my ministry. Wow. While I was 12, 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
And many of them are leaders of the church, today's church, leaders of big organizations like Compassion International Ethiopia.
Really?
Yes, and I'm very excited that God called me to ministry.
Me too.
Yeah. So I came to know Christ while I was 12 years old.
The Bible talks about we go from glory to glory.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And we want to build on that solid foundation that's already been begun.
Mm-hmm.
Just as you were built on the foundation of 1966,
yeah.
American missionaries came to your village,
mm-hmm.
and you've been building on that since.
Yeah.
From 2010?
1967, they came to my village.
Right, yeah. So you think, okay, so here we are now in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
What is it going to be like in 2050? You know, what will we build upon in the next 40 years?
The church planting in maybe the next 40 years, we are going to plant 20,000 churches in Ethiopia and beyond. This is my vision, actually, to plant 20,000 churches for the next 40 years if I am alive.
Yeah.
It is my vision to plant churches in Ethiopia and beyond. I do want to address the Muslim countries like Yemen, Somalia, Sudan, even the Middle East, through my ministry. So it will be an amazing help for the American churches, the Summit Church, and the other friends of you, to be partnering with this event.
Mm-hmm.
The church planting movement will transform the whole being of humanity.
Yes.
And we want to add more things on the church planting, like development, water projects, and different. So we want to do the whole, the holistic service of ministry.